हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, मैं हूं पटमान। सब्जेक्ट है हमारा EMW, दैट इज़ इलेक्ट्रिकल मटेरियल्स एंड वायरिंग प्रैक्टिसेस। लेक्चर नेक्स्ट है हमारा अभी लेक्चर 2। इसमें हम कंटिन्यू करेंगे IE सेफ्टी रूल्स, दैट इज़ इंडियन इलेक्ट्रिसिटी रूल्स। ठीक है, इससे पहले हमने कुछ रूल्स देखे थे, कंटिन्यू करते हैं। रूल नंबर 34, एक्सेसिबिलिटी ऑफ बेयर कंडक्टर्स। Where bare conductors are used in a building, the owner of such conductors shall first ensure that they are inaccessible. Second, provide in a readily accessible position switches for rendering them dead whenever necessary. And third, take such other safety measures as are considered necessary by the inspector. Next is rule number 35. Rule number 35. Danger notices. The owner of every medium, high and extra voltage installation shall affix permanently in a conspicuous position a danger notice in Hindi or English and the other local language of the district with a sign of a skull and bones on every motor generator, transformer and other electrical plant and equipment together with apparatus used for controlling or regulating the same. Second, all support of high and extra high voltage overhead lines which can be easily climbed upon without the aid of a ladder or special appliances. And next is luminous tube side requiring high voltage supply, X-ray and similar high frequency installation. Next is rule number 36, handling of electric supply lines and apparatus. Before any conductor or apparatus is handled, adequate precautions shall be taken by earthing or other suitable means to discharge electrically such conductors or apparatus and any adjacent conductor or apparatus if there is a danger there from, and to prevent any conductor or apparatus from being accidentally or inadequately electrically charged when persons are working thereon. Next is rule number 38, cables for portable or transportable apparatus. Flexible cables shall not be used for portable or transportable motors, generators, transformers, rectifiers, electric drills, electric sprayers, welding sets or any other portable or transportable apparatus unless they are heavily insulated and adequately protected from mechanical injury. Where the protection is by means of metallic covering, the covering shall be in a metallic connection with the frame of any such apparatus and earth. Next is rule number 39. Cables protected by bituminous material. Where the supplier or the owner has to brought into use any electric supply line other than an overhead line which is not completely enclosed in a continuous metallic covering connected with earth and is insulated or protected by composition of material of a bituminous character, like any pipe, conduct or like into which such electric supply lines may have been drawn or placed, shall, unless other arrangements are provided by the inspector in particular case, be efficiently sealed at its point of entry into any street box so as to prevent any flow of gas or two from the street box. Next, rule number 40, street box. Rule number 40, street box. Street boxes shall not contain gas pipes and precautions shall be taken to prevent, as far as reasonably possible, any influx of water or gas. Where electric supply lines forming part of different systems pass through the same street box, they shall be readily distinguishable from one another, and all electric supply lines at high or extra high voltage in street boxes shall be adequately supported and protected as to prevent risk of damage or danger from adjacent electric supply lines. Next is rule number 42, accidental charge. The owner of all circuits and apparatus shall so arrange them that there shall be no danger of any part thereof becoming accidentally charged to any voltage beyond the limits of voltage for which they are intended. Where AC and DC circuits are installed on the same support, they shall so be arranged and protected that they shall not come into contact with each other when live. Next is rule number 43, provisions applicable to protective equipments. Fire buckets filled with clean dry sand and ready for immediate use for extinguishing fires, in addition to fire extinguisher suitable for dealing with electric fires, shall be conspicuously marked and kept in all generating stations, enclosed substation and switch stations in convenient situation. Next is rule number 44, instructions for restoration of persons suffering from electric shock. Instructions in English or Hindi and the local language of the district where Hindi is the local language, in English and Hindi for the restoration of persons suffering from electric shock shall be affixed by the owner in a conspicuous place in every generating station, enclosed substation, enclosed switch station, and in every factory as defined in clause M of section 2 of the Factories Act 1948, 63 of 1948, in which electricity is used in such a way that other premises where electricity is used as the inspector or any officer appointed to assist the inspector may by notice in writing service on the owner's direct. Next is rule number 45, precautions to be adopted by consumers, that is owners, occupiers, electric contractors, electrical workmen and suppliers. No electrical installation work including addition, alteration, repair or adjustment to existing installations except such replacement of lamps, fans, fuse, switches, low voltage domestic appliances and fittings as in no way alter its capacity or character shall be carried out upon the premises or on behalf of any consumer, supplier, owner or occupier for the purpose of supply to such consumer, supplier, owner or occupier except by an electrical contractor licensed in this behalf by the state government under the direct supervision of a person holding a certificate of competency and by a person holding a permit issued by or recognized by the state government. Next is rule number 46, periodical inspection and testing of consumers' installation. Where an installation is already connected to the supply system of the supplier, every such installation shall be periodically inspected and tested at intervals of not exceeding 5 years either by the inspector or any officer appointed to assist the inspector or by the supplier as may be directed by the state government on this behalf, or in case of installations belonging to or under the control of central government, and in case of installation in mines, oil fields and railways by the central government.